Hiya and welcome to another Project Life video. This week, this month, we're looking at getting multiple photos on your layout. So when you have a month or a week where you have lots and lots and lots of extra photos, if you were at a party or on a holiday and you wanted to get some additional photos onto your layout. So in the first video we looked at creating a photo flap and pockets. Extra pockets within pockets. For this video we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a photo flap out of these three photos up here, and I have something else as well because this skiing holiday was not the only thing that happened that week, so I have another whole event that I need to get onto this layout, so I'm going to do that in a slightly different way, but I'm going to work on this as a whole first. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is create a special embellishment for this page, which is I'm going to do a confetti pocket. So this is one of the printable journaling cards that is from Sarah Hurley, and I plan to make a confetti pocket in this square. I've got some snowflake sequins that I want to put in there, and I also have some really gorgeous Swarovski crystal beads that were sent to me as a free gift actually from when I ordered something. So I'm going to pick out some of the turquoise ones that's in there, and they're going to really give it some sparkle. But before I do those, I've actually got to make the pocket. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've butchered a page protector, so I have this little bit of flimsy plastic, and I'm literally going to put it over that, which I've cut it to the size of that window, and I'm going to just put it over there, and I'm literally just going to stitch it in place. I'm going to leave the top open, but I'm going to put stitching down 3 sides. I will then insert my sequins and my beads, and then I will close it up. So I'm going to go and make that off camera with my sewing machine. It could also be done by hand. I would just need to, I think, probably prick the holes. I've printed this onto a fairly thick piece of card, so I think to save my hands I would need to make the holes before I sewed, but it definitely could be done by hand. So anyway, I'm going to go and do that, and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so my confetti pocket is finished. It went quite well. I've got my little beads in there as well as my sequins. There's a slight kink in the plastic there, which is a bit annoying, but there's nothing I can do about it now, so I think it looks quite good. I wanted to finish off that pocket by embellishing it with this card. I love what it says. This is what awesome looks like, because this whole layout is completely awesome, as in the scenery I mean. Unfortunately it's that way round, and all my 3x4 pockets are that way round. I was wondering if I could cut all these bits out and somehow squeeze it onto here. I think that's going to be quite a challenge, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm going to cut out the 2 banners there and there, and I'm going to cut out individually the letters so that I can layer them on top of each other. So I'm going to go and try to do that, and I'll come back in a second and show you what I've achieved, if anything. I cut up those awesome letters, and I couldn't quite get the whole thing fitted on this card. I also couldn't get the whole lot fitted anywhere else on the layout for it to look right. So it was all covering up too much of a photo, or just didn't fit at all. So what I did is I used this banner here. This is what an awesome there and looks like there, and I think that flows pretty well. I'm quite happy with the placement of that, and it did manage to get that phrase in, which I wanted in, because I think the whole thing here is the whole week here is pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create the photo flap that's up here. I'm going to do exactly the same as I did in the previous video. I've already stuck those 2 photos together, and I'm just going to use washi tape to attach them up at the top there. I'm using the same blue washi tape that I used in the previous video too, just that this whole week is blue because of the nature of the photos, so I'm sticking to blue washi tape again, or turquoise. So in case you haven't seen the previous video, all I have done is I stuck one photo. Ah, it's upside down. Oh no. I'm going to have to rectify that pretty quickly. But the idea is that you have a photo there, a photo there and a photo there, and it creates a photo flap. And I've just sealed it with washi tape. So I'm just going to go and pull that apart and just make sure that photo's up the right way. That was a very silly error of mine. I'm then going to go ahead and add some embellishing to the page. So I'm going to put my piece of pattern paper behind there, add a label with the date up there. I've got my stamped camera motif, which I'm going to put down here in this photo, in this corner of the photo there. I plan to get that little part of a label in there. I've got sunshine. Hard work is going at the bottom of that ski slope. I've got a little geotag to go up there. Also got mountains. Might put that up there, perhaps. And I'll also add in some extra washi tape too. I need a little title on here. This mountain had a name, or this slope had a name, so I'm going to put that on there. So I'm just going to go and stick all of those down and pop back. Okay, so I've stuck down all of my embellishments, and I've also added in my journaling too. So that layout is actually finished. There will be a challenge this month for creating a confetti pocket, as well as the overriding subject, which is to get multiple photos onto your layouts. So again, in this week's spread, I've used this photo flap here. I've corrected the mistake, the fact that I stuck the photo upside down first. So I've got my one photo there, stuck a photo on the back of that, just directly onto the back, and then one there too. That's going to slot inside the pocket. So that is the majority of that week done. That's the ski holiday. However, that wasn't the only thing that happened this week. I also went on a Scrap A Go Go weekend. I was going to put all these away in the pockets, but I can't find the layouts right now. Sorry, so bear with me. So I'm just going to move that away. This will slot in the top pocket as such, and then that piece will sit on top of the pocket. Right, so other than this, I've also been away on this other weekend. So another way of getting more photos into your layout is to use an additional page protector. This one was 12 by 12, so it had the three 6x4s down there, and then a row of 3x4s, and then another row of 3x4s. That I'm going to put in the between this layout, because this weekend also happened in this week. So I'm mainly just going to fill this insert with photos, so you can see all of my photos on there. I wanted to create another photo flap for there's 3 photos in this pocket, but unfortunately that's on the wrong side, so I won't be able to put my photo flap in at all.
Mummy?
Right, sorry about the interruption there. It did though give me the opportunity to find my layouts and put all of my ski week away. So these are my layouts for March so far. So I've got, you see all of that on screen, yeah. Week 10, week 11 with that photo flap there, that's the other video. And we've got some pockets in here too. Week 12, which is a bit of a dull week until I went skiing. And then week 13, which is the layout I've been working on here. So as I was saying, week 13 involved skiing all week, plus the Go Go Getaway weekend crafting retreat. So I couldn't fit it all on one double page spread, So what I'm going to do is to include some more photos is to put this insert in here, and that will sit in between that week 13 page. I've laid out my photos. I initially had them the other way around, so I had all of the daffodil photos on this side, which would have been the back of the insert. But I've had to swap them around because I realised that these photos here, I've got 3, I wanted to put in a, make a photo flap out of them, and they were going to be on the back of my insert, which meant I couldn't get them in because the pocket opens on the front of the insert there. So they had to be on the front of that insert. So there's 2 techniques used in here. One is to obviously use an additional page protector to insert more photos, and the which is obviously quite easy. And the second one is to use photo collages. Now you could either print your photos small and stick them on, or you can do what I have done, which is create a photo collage in Picasa and print them as a normal 6x4 photo. So that way I've managed to get 6 photos, square photos, on a 6x4 photo. Same for that one. And then this one, I've got 4 square photos on one long narrow one there. And that way it gives me, I can therefore get in all of the layouts I made that weekend away, as well as all the photos of us and the daffodils, which are really pretty. So it's a good way of, just realised that photo is upside down. That's a good, really good way of getting in more photos. And I have created a PDF tutorial on how to do that for anybody who doesn't know. So that's downloadable at the same place as the PDFs for Team Project Life are in the Team Project Life forum. Okay, so as for my insert, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I've got just a filler card there. This has got to be the good life. That really sums up the weekend. We had such a good time. And this one here, I'm just going to put a little bit of journaling in here. I've kept my my title card in the same format as I've kept all of my other title cards. I'm also going to put a strip of washi tape and a label on there with the date on, again, just to keep it all in keeping with the rest of my layouts. I've also got this screenshot of my mobile phone, which is the time we went to bed. So I never stay up that late, ever. So therefore I wanted to get that in there somehow. Nowhere for it to go whatsoever. So I think I'm going to cut it down so it's just a very small strip and put it up in this corner where there's lots of empty space there. I'm going to just trim that down and put it in there and then put an arrow to it. This is what time we went to bed. So that's going to go on there. I'm going to create my photo flap using turquoise washi tape. I'm going to stick with the turquoise that I've been using for the week 13 layout. And I might try and find a few embellishments to go on these, but not many. I was planning on keeping it fairly simple, literally just putting photos in pockets. Just have a quick look and see if I can find anything that will work. I've got a bright yellow geotag that might work. That's probably about it. So I might just use that one thing. I'm also considering whether or not I should try and get my camera stamp in, because I'm doing that on every layout, every double layout. Maybe it should go on here somewhere. So I think I might stamp it and put it at the bottom here, because I probably won't be journaling over the chevrons. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a few bits and pieces and pop back with my finished layout. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I have put my little square photo, which I trimmed down a bit, just picking up at the top of this photo. It should just sit in a pocket and sit above slightly, so that solved that problem. And then I've got my photo flap here containing all of my photo collages, so 1, 2 and 3. That again will sit on the top of the pocket. I'm going to put it in a pocket in a moment so you can see exactly how it will sit. And then I'm leaving that just completely plain as it is. Those two photos plain too. I've put a tiny amount of embellishment up the top there, and I have included my camera stamp, and I've done my journaling onto that card. So there's my insert. I'm just going to pop those in. See, that just sits just slightly protruding the top of the pocket and just above the onto the next title card. That fits in there and can be lifted up so it sits on top of the pocket. So that's the first side of the insert, and the other. Okay, so that is my my other way of getting photos into additional photos into your layouts. Putting in an insert, an additional page protector. I could have kept my other row of 3x4s on that side, but I decided I didn't have quite that many photos, or didn't quite need a full double page, so I just stuck to a smaller portion of it, and that is just going to sit inside my Project Life book like this. So week 13 will actually look like this. Go Go Getaway is part of that week 13, and the rest of the week 13. Okay, so your challenge this month is to use multiple photos. You can use any of the techniques that I've shown, so you can either use an additional page protector, you can use photo flaps, photo collages, or pockets like I have got on this layout here with 2 extra photos inside there. Alright, so you can do any of those, and you can also, the alternative challenge is to make a confetti pocket. You can do either or both, whatever suits you. So it doesn't have to be snowflakes, could be sequins. You can make your own confetti by punching out small shapes, anything you like really. So thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you next month.